All right, my next guest is the most influential and, without question, the richest motivational speaker in the world. Please welcome my biggest late-night competition next to the Salad Master, Tony Robbins. You're a huge, giant man with giant hands. Am I lying? I don't know if you can tell on TV. I'm over 8 feet tall.
Yes, I know.
You stand next to me. You're over, I think, 9.5 or 10 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at those hands. My hand just went away.
You got some huge hands yourself? Well, no, you don't.
No, they just go away. I could take you.
Take me down.
Now, there's so much to talk about here. First of all, you've helped a lot of people. In your lifetime, I'm imagining thousands of people have benefited from your motivational speaking. You must be running into grateful people all the time. Is that true?
It's actually the greatest part of my life. Every day I get stopped by somebody, and the stories are so varied. You'll hear somebody say, I met a guy the other day, probably the more emotional one, saying that he was literally crippled. The doctor said that no surgery would help him, and he stayed that way for 6 months, and then he read one of my books and decided not to give up, and now he's walking. He was very emotional, crying.
We have a dog that could have helped him. But anyway. What was one of the stranger ones, people who was thankful?
Probably one of the most bizarre was many years ago at the NBA All-Star game. They asked me if I would MC a party for Michael Jordan, a group of people, but they failed to mention it was for 5,000 people. So I was at the door meeting everybody, and I love to meet people. When I get stopped in the street, I always connect with people and hear their stories. But after about 4,000 people, I was getting burnt out. And I thought I heard every story you can imagine. And all of a sudden, this guy, about 4 people back, started jumping up and down, going, oh my God. And he started using this colorful F word and saying, it's Tony bleeping Robbins. I can't bleep and believe it. Awaken the bleeping giant within. Hey man, you made me bleeping rich. You made me bleeping rich. And I was like, calm down. How you doing? I said, what do you do? He said, I'm a pimp. And I said, I thought he was joking, right?
You turned things around for that guy.
I was joking. I looked at him and he goes, no, check out my bitches. Here they are. He said, I owe you a favor. I said, no.
What do you mean, no? Now wait, so did you ever, have you looked back at the tapes, have you ever told people, if you're down and out, start turning out hoes, I'm telling you. Was there a night where you ever...
No, I haven't gotten that low yet.
Now, you have a lot of famous people call you, and they call you for positive motivation or to feel up when they're down. What's like the most famous person recently who's called you?
It isn't really motivation, honestly. People see the seminars I do are more, you've got 20,000 people and you see all this energy because I think you've got to entertain people and have fun. But, when Clinton called the first time, it was a very big surprise.
President Clinton calls you.
Yes.
And what's he say? What does he want? How did the conversation go?
He was the lowest polls he'd ever been, and he called up and said he wanted to meet me at Camp David, and I said, I'm really honored for the offer. I said, but I'm not a fan, and you just need to know that before I come. And after I hung up the phone, my buddy said, you just told the president you're not a fan,
Yeah, wait a minute, you were nicer to the pimp. Like the pimp, you're like, yeah, well, great, huh? Huh, President Clinton?
Actually, Michael Jackson, years ago when he was doing Thriller, he called up at my house. He got my house number from somebody else who was a client of mine. I didn't realize he'd used my stuff, and he called up, and my secretary, sitting at the house, answered the phone, and he said, hello, is Tony there? This is Michael Jackson. And she said, shut up, John, and she hung up the phone. And he had to call back twice to get through. So it was interesting. So I had a lot of variety of people, but I really love just the people I meet every single day that are making changes in their life using some of these tools.
Now, what's like the biggest surprise call, just out of nowhere? That
Tyson after the ear incident, and how to manage himself.
After the ear incident, yes. Mike Tyson gets on the phone and calls you up.
Actually, someone else called me.
And then they hand the phone to him. Was he still like chewing away? What am I gonna do here?
Better than chicken.
That is so odd. These are such bizarre calls to get. You've got to secretly tape them and play them on this late night show, don't you think? And ruin your own business.
Yes, exactly.
I'm fascinated because I'm reading up on you, I'm studying, and you own your own island.
Yes.
You own your own island. That's like one of the categories of insanity. When you Bond villains always have their own island. You will never escape, Mr. Bond. Have you ever thought of like waging a one-man war against the government, trying to control the weather?
No, I always...
Do you have secret agents in your hollowed-out volcano? I mean, what? Tell us about that. You having a one-man island? That's crazy.
Well, it's not a one-man island. There's actually... Yeah, I go there and motivate myself.
Well, you have guys there in jumpsuits and machine guns, I'm sure, too, on patrol for anyone trying to escape.
No, I've always loved the idea of that. I grew up very poor, and when I was able to do well, I wanted to share that with my family. I wanted a place that if all heck broke loose, my family have a great place to be. And we were there when the riots broke out in L.A., so it was a good place to be.
So were you watching on a giant TV from your volcano? The fools. Prepare my copter.
No, it's a resort. It's one of the top 3 resorts in the country of Fiji. There's 300 islands there. I don't go there by myself.
No, okay. All right. I never get to talk to people that have their own island. I don't have my own island. I want my own island. Now, your show runs opposite. I think this is nice that we have a meeting of the minds here, because your show runs opposite this show on some stations.
Yeah, we usually kick your ass. Actually, the fun part for me is...
Pity to have to destroy your island, Robbins. You know what this is going to mean? This is going to mean Andy and I swimming up to your island in frogman suits at night.
With a rebreather down.
Yeah, and attacking you.
That's right.
Don't kick our ass.
No, my favorite
This
part
is the biggest show in America, this show. It is. It's just the biggest show. Sorry.
I'm here.
All right, it's just...
I'm rolling.
More people just saw Matthew Perry on this show than on Friends. That's how good this show is going. And don't look into that to try and prove whether it's true or not, because it's not worth your time.
No, the fun part, though, is people will stop me on the street all the time. People treat you like you're a celebrity when you got an infomercial. It's silly. And they'll come up and say, "Oh, my God, I watch your show every Thursday." And I go, "It's a commercial." If you notice, the guests don't change, but people get all excited when you're on television. me and the spray-on hair, you know?
All right, well, you're going to be getting a late-night call from me when I get into some kind of jam, which will be any day now, I hope. Visit your website, dreamlife.com. And Tony, a fun guest. Really nice having you on the show.
Very nice meeting you in person.
Tony Robbins, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Show of the night. Do want to thank all my guests. Matthew Perry. Our thanks to having Mr. Matthew Perry. Very funny guy. Our thanks to Charlize Theron for being here. Our thanks to Tony Robbins for trying to crush us. And of course, Mr. Andy Richter. You have your own album, Island. Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7. Stay tuned for later, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.